That mic's not on.
It's on?
I don't think so.
Yeah, it's on. Hello, everyone. How are you doing?
Good.
Come on in, Ronnie. Step in a little bit so we can see you.
Hey, how's it going?
So it's Beyond Flat Earth, Wednesday nights, 8 p.m. Central. And Ronnie and I are here to just cover a few things. We're going to get the chat going up here as soon as the live stream shows up. Oh, I don't know that way, but there it is. How's everybody doing tonight? Beyond Flat Earth, Wednesday nights, 8 p.m. Central.
Sure is.
Yeah.
Live.
Gotta do that every time, right?
You could be at the previous video.
What's that?
Oh, there's a few ways around.
Okay.
Are you screen sharing?
No, it's just us right now. We're on. We're live.
Yeah, I know.
So how's it going, Ronnie?
Pretty good. Pretty good. Nice day. Got some rain. Finally got some rain here in Austin. It's nice. Nice day.
Yeah. Why don't you step in a little bit? We'll get you on the mic and let people hear you.
It's moving a little bit quickly.
How long you been here?
A week.
1 week.
7 days.
7 days. It's going fast, everybody. It's going real fast. Not only are we trying to work on getting videos going, but we're doing secular work too to pay the bills. Nobody's supporting us. We don't have any GoFundMe's. We don't have any of that stuff. So we're doing it all. Trying to get a property ready for sale, trying to get some secular work done, and making the plans for the eclipse.
Yeah.
What were you thinking eclipse wise? Where do you think we ought to go?
Somewhere south of Missouri, right? Around the Missouri area.
Yeah, Carbondale, Illinois.
That's a possibility.
Yeah. I don't plan on telling anybody the exact location of where we're going to be at because we don't know ourselves. What we're doing is we're eyeing up different locations, making our plans for the trip, and we're going to get up there early and scout it out, spend a couple nights, probably just tenting it out in the field or something, and praying that we're in the right spot for. Is the live feed coming through well?
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
Just sharing it, letting other people know.
Yeah. So one of the reasons why we are looking at that location, Carbondale, is because it's right in the X of where the eclipse paths are going to be for 2017 and 2014. So let's go ahead and pull up a map of that quick. Let me get the screen share going.
Good job.
Eclipse. '17.
Chat's about live.
Yeah. Nobody's here.
Less than a second.
Wow. That's awesome. Yeah, the way it shows up like that.
Oh, yeah. So, yeah. Are you screen sharing?
Yeah. So one of the reasons why we are looking at that location.
Yeah. Good reason.
You see how many viewers there are?
Not so many. Well, we're not on Team Satan.
I don't know why that went away. Or watching now.
You see how many viewers there are?
That's muted.
Well, we're everywhere.
For too many places. All right, everybody. For those 3 people out there watching right now,
How's it going?
how's it going? Taking a look at the eclipse map. Who out there has looked at the eclipse path? Ronnie has.
I have. Can't get enough.
I'm gonna add the 2024 to this. Now, has everybody noticed and paid attention to the fact that it's 7 years between these total solar eclipses that are coming through the country? We were looking at
April 8th, 2024.
Is this the map we were looking at? Yeah, here's a bigger one. So this is the cross here. There was this is the one. Let's make this one bigger. So this is in southern Illinois. And when choosing your total solar eclipse location, it makes sense to be strategic about it. And in doing so, we're thinking that why not go to where they intersect? I'd be curious to see how many people choose this location over just like whatever the closest location is to them. For people that are traveling from outside of the country, I wouldn't be surprised if they might be coming here. But the GD stands for greatest duration. So this is the longest part of the totality. You can see it goes right through this stretch right here. In fact, I just sort of noticed this live right now. The pink starts just outside the path of totality for 2024, and it ends just outside the path of totality again on the other side to the east. So this does look like a sweet spot here. Okay. The eclipse is quite a marvel, right? We've got, what is it, in the last 100 years or so, this only happens a few times where a total eclipse goes across the whole country. And then because of the things that we've been covering here on Beyond Flat Earth, the fact that Earth is flat, that we are in a simulation, and then the things that we've learned about the eclipse so far as the eclipse shadows. Let's go ahead and take a look at eclipse shadows again real quick, everyone. Hey, Nacho, thanks for showing up. Uruguay in the house. So has everybody seen these images so far of what eclipse shadows look like? This is a picture of the side of a building. This is siding on a wall. These are the shadows that happen during an eclipse. Now, try and replicate a shadow like that for me, please. I would love to see you do it. Make a shadow like that. And those move. When the leaves blow, Those are shadows from leaves. When the leaves blow, those things move around. There's lots and lots and lots of pictures up here. This isn't like the CGI hoax circling sun footage that you see from a character like David of Deep Inside the Rabbit Hole. This isn't CGI. These are real pictures. Those are shadows from a tree. Look at this fence line here. Well, actually, that's the side of a trailer. Take a look at this, people. Something not right about that. It's a simulation realization moment. Now, I've never seen a total solar eclipse before, but I've been hearing stories now that I've been doing research, and I've been hearing that everything stops, freezes, like airplanes in the sky, frozen. All the animals, frozen. It appears that the humans don't freeze, but everything else comes to a stop at the same time. During that totality, the stars come out again. And you understand how incredible that is, that once we know that we're on a flat earth and we're not talking about a sun 93 million miles away, well, even in the globe model, the fact that the stars come back out again there's no way the globe model accounts for that. It doesn't work. So the stars come out again, the temperature drops. Some say like 20 degrees, bam, big temperature change. Everything freezes. So that's big time stuff. You know, during the research that I've done, I've come across the elites love to travel to these total solar eclipses. I remember the one that happened in Africa recently, like Mark Zuckerberg. It was in the news that he had traveled to go there and check it out. So the elites followed along. They know we're in a simulation. They know something's up with that. So what Ronnie and I have been doing is we've been studying the dates associated with the Revelation 12 prophecy real closely. And everything's been lining up. Like, what was it last week when you arrived here? 25th, 26th. What was that?
The first above.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Daylight.
And then today, another Wednesday. How did that? We were just watching that Steve Fletcher.
Saying the birth of the Antichrist. Yeah.
Yeah.
Fourth.
Coming up on the 4th.
72-hour window. Something you were saying.
Yeah.
But yeah. That's those shadows are interesting.
Mm-hmm. Do you want to get the hangout going?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
What do you? Yeah, we're doing lots of research. 19 days till the eclipse.
So I just want to let our audience know right now that because we've been busy, we didn't really have much material prepared for tonight. And so we're sort of standing here going, la, you know, ooh. Everything that we've been saying over the last, 7 months or so, not much has changed. We've gotten more details as to the current affairs of what's going on right now. we're seeing that the possibility exists that things are going to be happening real soon. Prophetically speaking, looking at the scriptures, Ronnie's birthday, August 8th. This has been a special date to him his whole life. Right? I mean, you see the 8s all the time, everywhere, right?
Yeah. But that's can be attributed to many things. But it was the 40th. 40 days and 40 nights after the first 40 days and 40 nights that Moses brought the commandments down. So, yeah.
And then the next big key watch date would be August 21st because of the eclipse, because it's such a simulation realization that 7 years later there'll be another one. So if you're watching the Revelation 12 prophecy at all, if you've been studying it all, a lot of people are familiar with the date September 23rd, because that's when the sign that's described in those scriptures actually is seen in the sky in Jerusalem, right? So that September 23rd sort of is like the outside long time. There's November 16th has been pinpointed as the conception date. And if you use that as the conception date and you look at the rest of the prophecies, Brother Steve Fletcher 222 has shown why it would be November 16th, and also how everything lines up when you use November 16th. But then if you look at September 23rd as the day, the birthing event, that's 10 months and 7 days, which is well outside the terms of a normal pregnancy, where no women aren't allowed to go that far. You know, usually a couple weeks after the due date, if the baby hasn't come already, they'll do something to get the baby to come. So September 23rd does seem like it's too far out for that to work. So between the 21st and the 23rd, my birthday is September 1st, and I have said that looking at the scriptures, it does appear that I am the Son of Man. And so I have, like, in the back of my head this, like, well, maybe it could be the first, but really if I had to, bet on a date, my strongest hunch falls for the 21st. And so that is what I'd like to have all of you that might hear this message be paying attention to, because one of the things that we've learned about being in a simulation is the things that you hold in mind. And it's not just the simulation realization. In fact, you can go into any bookstore, into the self-help section, and all the new age stuff, all that kind of stuff. The reason why people buy into it is because it does work, because the things that you hold in mind do tend to manifest. And do you have any recent examples of that type of manifestation that's been showing up for you?
Yeah, there are. I'm drawing a bit of a blank, but I'll try to think of some. For sure, I have had some.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, all the things that I've been thinking about have been, there's been a delay on them, where I'll have had the thought, like Zoom that we're using right now. I had gotten to a point, I knew the earth was flat already, but this was a couple years ago, and I saw the flaws in YouTube and thought, we really need to get off of YouTube if we can. We're sort of stuck with YouTube. There's not another platform to move to on that, but we were using Skype for our interfacing. Then we're using the Google Hangouts for doing the live streaming. And there were so many problems with it that I had just kept envisioning and dreaming and actually praying deeply for a tool, a technology that would come along that would make it possible for us to do what we were doing better. And then Zoom came along, and it had all the things that I had dreamt up and envisioned in it. And, you know, strategy wise in my life, I know that the way this year has worked out, I went through a divorce. I had to divorce the woman that I was married to. And the timing of how that divorce took place and the situation that I'm in right now, as far as the property where I'm in and Ronnie being able to come and visit. So many of these things are just way outside the scope of being able to be planned for. Yet at the same time, I had always like held in mind that something would work out. And then now here we are, we look around, it's working out. This is the manifestation of the wish or the hope or the aspiration, dream, whatever it was that I had. And so that is the type of rendering ability that I'm trying to get across to you, the listener, that if you want to see a different world, so if we just put aside how late in the game we are right now, as far as the Revelation 12 prophecy is fulfilled, but if we just put that aside and we're to act like this world's going to go on for another 20, 40, whatever years, and just think about the type of life that you would like to enjoy, what it is that you would like to have. I've said it before, you need to first have the thing in mind. So you have to know what it is that you want. It needs to be in harmony with the Creator's will as well, because just think of the processor inside of your computer. It takes care of certain tasks in certain orders depending on the priority that's put on something, right? So based upon priority, things render into this world. The Creator, who is the source of all of this, everything that exists, everything. The Creator, the God of the Bible, is the one that created it. We're in a simulation, and that shouldn't be super shocking words to a person, because we were taught that we're built out of atoms, right? And what's in atoms?
There's no such thing.
There is no such thing, but never observed. But then if you go by what they teach, teach everybody, it's all like 99.99999% empty space. And then we're told that no two atoms ever touch each other, yet they bind up, and it's gravity. So this thing that has no mass, or infinitesimally small, is supposed to bind up with other things, and then there's different types of atoms, and then those become molecules, and then the cells and all that kind of stuff after that. That whole atomic education that we've been given, it's a lie. It's impossible. Just use your head, render that out. We're not made out of atoms. So then ask yourself, well, what are we made out of? It's not that big of a stretch to say we're in a simulation. Now, I know that, when I whack my finger with a hammer, it hurts like crazy. For a lot of people, they think, well, that can't be simulated. But the evidence is there that we are in a simulation. First, you have to know that Earth is flat. Once you know Earth is flat, then all you need to do is look up, tilt your head back, and guess what? You're going to see the sun above you wherever you are. You don't have to be inside the tropics to see the sun up above you, you can be super far north and super far south. Sun's above you there. And you realize that you've got a serious problem if you want to figure out, you know, the true map and model of this world. The P900 footage. Thanks for showing up, Enslaved by Media. And Blue Blood, nice to see you guys.
Nice drone footage.
Nice drone footage.
Mavic Pro.
Yeah, I didn't see the video yet, but Ronnie saw it and said it was fantastic. He said it was one of your best.
Yeah, by far, great video.
Yeah. So the point of all this, again, you know, we're sort of at a loss of what else to tell people. There's not many people listening. All right, we've got 9 people watching now. Ronnie's got a channel of 3,400 subscribers. I've got a channel of 3,600 subscribers. Beyond Flat Earth now has, you know, mid 500s, and you know, not too many people showing up. So it can be a little frustrating, people.
I'm not frustrated. It's just the interaction would be better for moving forward. You know, we've got what we're doing, our research and videos, but yeah, it's quiet. It's going fast but quiet. So
yeah,
haven't really heard much from anybody.
No. So we're sort of we're over the attacking of the other channels for the most part. I mean, if somebody throws us, you know, a softball out there, just puts up something stupid and ridiculous, of course we're gonna swing on it. But for the most part, we've never wanted to have to do it. It's the whole fact that we learned that the Earth was flat, but then they started teaching that false AE model. So
The lie within the lie.
have any of you that are listening right now that are in the chat, have any of you gotten any sense that what do we do to break this AE model? The people that are here listening, they know that the AE model doesn't work. In fact, the popular channels have started crumbling away from it too. What was it? Flat Earth A-hole was mocking people a little while back over the AE map.
Math Powerland was doing it last night.
Was he?
Yep. But
so the AE model is crumbling, but what's, you know, how come other people aren't trying to figure out what the other model is if we know that the Earth is flat and the AE model doesn't work? And what's the true model?
yeah, besides what we've been showing.
Right. Nobody's come to us with any evidence that what we've been promoting isn't true. So here we are, like, maybe are we the 2 most censored people?
Well, we're up there. We're up there. So, but it's okay.
Who would be more censored than us?
It's up there. Yeah, no, it's nothing I'm not used to.
Yeah.
I'm used to it.
We're not going to stop, but I'm getting a little squirrely trying to figure out how to break out from underneath the thumb of these agents, these COINTEL shill channels that have been promoting the Freemasonic AE model disaster that it is.
Yeah, that seems to be the.
And then the other interesting thing is that, so if we're on a flat Earth, there has to be a creator, right? How many of the channels are talking about who created this? Nobody's talking about who created it. Isn't? I think that was literally my first question. I knew already. But actually, flat Earth did solidify and make my faith stronger.
Totally. And every day it does too.
Yeah. The Bible, having grown up Jehovah's Witness and being a Christian, I knew it. I left it when the internet came along. I guess I've been a researcher all along. As soon as I had a broadband internet connection, I started doing research on the Jehovah's Witnesses. Having grown up inside the religion, we were only allowed to read and study the materials from within the organization. And I wasn't like going to libraries too much. Books were expensive, and without the internet, I didn't. Well, I was busy at that time too, playing sports and chasing girls and all that kind of stuff. But when the internet came along and I was able to sit down and put in some serious research, that's when I broke down the Jehovah's Witness religion for myself. And then, I went into scientism right away. That was all the information on the internet. If you want to get away from some sort of Christian religion, all the information is going to be geared towards steering you towards, scientism. And I fell for it. That's when I really got hooked on space and sci-fi and all the video games that were space and sci-fi related. I enjoyed the whole space thing. Nothing like a good space movie.
Yeah, that's true.
It does sort of like have some sort of natural inborn draw but guys usually, right? Women aren't so much. Trekkies and stuff like that.
No.
I'm not sure what that comes from, but I went through the whole scientism thing. I went through my first divorce. My first wife, she filed on me, and it was a big kick, big shock to the system, and I was broken. I was totally busted. But at that point, I made the decision that I wanted to make the most of my life, and I started buckling down, doing research, and I didn't go right back to the Christianity. I got once again sucked into another pathway. Satan's system has endless rabbit holes for people to go down. So I went down the enlightenment pathway and studied all the Eastern religions and took it super serious. I did the meditation. I did the I'll stop this screen share. I did the meditation. I did the yogas, the breathing. The big thing was the spiritual teacher that I was following recommended contemplation over meditation, because what it does is it allows a person to still like function within the world, but still be in that same type of meditative state. So one of the things that I found was really beneficial for me was to have like construction type jobs that were sort of monotonous in nature. I love yard care. I like painting. I enjoy the framing of a building, laying up the walls, putting the roof on, all that, windows, doors, the whole 9 yards. But some of that stuff now requires too much thinking, where you have to be holding numbers in your head and be planning, all these other moves, where some of these other monotonous jobs, I'm able to really just contemplate. The body seems to just naturally go about its business once it's learned how to do one of these routine jobs. It just seems to get itself done as long as you keep your arms and legs moving. But then I was able to use my head to just constantly ingest as much as I could. You went through major ingesting of information, just terabytes and terabytes, study and research. And so from all that contemplation, stuff like that, I really became super, I left all my friends. I was so busy in that work, so dead focused. I let all my friendships go. And then eventually, even my parents and my brother and wife and all those people were gone as well. That's the kind of commitment that I have towards the truth. It is number one, priority numero uno. And that's why I know it's the same with you. That's why we're out here doing this. And we hope that it's of benefit to all of you. But I think the most important thing that we can be saying right now is that time is really short. These days are ticking by. I used to be able to wake up, have breakfast, get to work a 8-hour to 10-hour day, usually with a half an hour to an hour of travel on either side. Still be able to take the kids to hockey practice, then go to the grocery store, come home, make dinner, watch a movie, homework, all of that, take care of the dog and like build something all in one day. And now when I wake up, it's like the next thought seems to be in the mid-afternoon, and then the next thought, it's like, I'm ready for bed. Third one a day. So that plus, the year 2017, the Jubilee year.
5777.
5777 Hebrew calendar. And then we see the fulfillment of the Revelation 12 sign this year. And like I was saying, those are the key dates that we're looking at. We're going to be there for the eclipse. We're going to set everything up to record it. But I'll tell you right now, I hope that somebody has to come along and pick up our stuff, right? I've actually started telling my ex, I'm going to have to leave you with a spare key, give you a general idea of where we might be parked, tell you that out in the field, there's going to be a couple cameras set up, hopefully nobody took them. Please take that footage, upload it to YouTube, and
we'll have all the passwords and stuff taken care of.
Yeah, and hopefully with our channels, Awake Souls, Event Skeptic, Beyond Flat Earth, and the other channels, hopefully they stay out there. But it's our hope, it's our desire. And going back to this being a simulation, the things that you hold in mind tend to manifest. We have the script from the creator of this world that we can all read from and be in agreement with. If you believe in the creator of this world being the God of the Bible, and you read those scriptures, and you know the words to be true, and you put your heart into those words and want them to be true, act in accordance with it, then things manifest. So that is That is the approach that we are taking towards the eclipse, August 21st. Our approach is we are rendering all of that to being translated out of here. The scriptures tell us that there's a new world. Now, if we go back to the simulation talk, using sort of techie terms a little bit, this world is corrupt. We see that in the scriptures. That is the language that's used. It's a corrupt world. And so if you think about your computer, what's it like when you have corrupt programs, corrupt drive, corrupt memory? You can do certain quarantines. That's what antiviruses and stuff like that do, is they quarantine off certain areas. But it's never right. All it does is block off those areas. So that the types of, you can see that the effort the Creator went through to cleanse the world through the days of Noah, the flood, the deluge. Everything had gotten so corrupt that he did a wipe, but tried to save a few people. But even with as pure as they are, what was it? Some of the wives of Noah's sons could have had Canaanite blood. Is that? And so there was still corrupt DNA, and over this amount of time, we've ended up where we are right now. And that the Creator has told us in the scriptures, if you read the scriptures, that this world is going to burn. He's gonna translate. He's gonna take his servants, the people that call upon his name. And Ronnie, if you could just once again tell people what that name is and why we use that name.
It's Yahweh and Yahweh Shai. So Yahweh, Hawa is exist. And he exists as Yah, Hawa.
Mm-hmm.
And Yahweh Shai, he is salvation. So, and it's not a secret. It's been known to every being that's ever walked this earth.
Well, a lot of people don't know about it right now, right?
Depending if you're looking at things as retrospective or as cycling.
Mm-hmm.
So we all will be taught who the Creator is and what he was doing, regardless of what you choose. It's a fact. So
yeah, so I guess we have free will. You all know that. You can make good choices and bad choices. We've had this time to learn what we think is good and bad, and by the way that we've lived our lives, we've shown how we truly feel, not just the words that we speak, but our actions represent the way we really are. A lot of people say highfalutin stuff. It sounds great, but then they don't live their lives like that at all. So by our actions, we are known. And that, to all of you out there, think about it. Sit home, do prayer, talk to the Creator, and do some deep introspective work, and ask yourself, how, with the way you're living your life right now, how do you think the Creator would view you? And what works? What works do you have that the Creator will be able to judge you by? So that's a real important one to consider, especially the time frame that we're in right now. We are really getting close to some get right with the Creator moments. Now, from the scriptures, what we've been seeing, what we understand right now, it looks like there will be a group that gets translated out of here August 21st, most likely that date, regarding the whole simulation, realization. I mean, that to me, the simulation is the thing that has been occulted from us, that has been hidden from us, that we were taught all these false things that are called sciences, which are just false explanations for what we witness in this world. And it's so funny, if you study the sciences now, Bill Nye does a perfect job of it. They always have some sort of simple little household experiment that doesn't require much work at all. That anybody, the father kid type scenario can do it over the stove, out in the backyard, cheap things. And then you do this little experiment. The cloud in the bottle is one of the big ones, because I made the video recently about clouds debunked. I mean, they're just not what we've been told. They have the cloud in the bottle. So they have this big bottle, they put some water in it, and they shake it, right? They want to get the humidity all over the bottle, so they think shaking the water. So that's part of the magic trick. Have you shake it, making you think that you're dispersing water up inside the air. And then they have to put smoke in it. So they'll light a match or something like that, stick it inside there, and they cap it with like a rubber balloon or something, put it tight over the end of the bottle, and then when they push on that, it pressurizes the inside of the jug more, and all of a sudden it turns into a cloud. Yeah. You let go of it, cloud goes away. Push on it, cloud comes, let go. So because of that, we're told that that's what clouds are. But you and I have been watching the sky, and the sky that we've had for the last number of days has been a very blue sky with the white poofy clouds that have, the ones that you usually see shapes and stuff in.
Yeah.
There's the bunny rabbit and there's the dog, and they just sit there and move at the most incredibly slow pace, regardless of what the wind is doing. And oftentimes they are not going the direction of the wind.
Counter.
Yeah.
That's true.
And they hold that position. So that the cloud inside the bottle is just, that happens, but it has nothing to do with those clouds that we see there. That cloud in the bottle doesn't create a rainstorm. There's no lightning and thunder in a bottle. None of that. But literally, whole sciences, all of meteorology is built on the foundation of that.
And even worse, yeah.
A trick. Just a little. So, I don't know. What do we got going on in the chat, everybody? We would love it if some of you in the chat have some questions. That we've been running out of topics, and
we got stuff on the go.
Yeah, but a lot of this is just representing things in new ways, better modeling, better graphics, but we're not breaking. We've already broken everything. All the sciences. War is a hoax. Pyramids are a hoax. What other hoaxes we got going on? Disease is a hoax. Yeah. AIDS, cancer, all that kind of stuff. Garbage. That's everything. Everything is a lie. So once you get to a certain point of that, you don't even need to research too much further. You just know that everything's a lie. So we're stuck just looking at what works, doesn't work. We are the people that are looking at this message now are on the breaking edge of understanding our reality. There are lots of people that know what our reality is already, but they've had to swear oaths to secret societies in order to get that knowledge. They didn't actually go out and figure it out through research. So that's an interesting thing that is in the book of Enoch, that it says that the Son of Man didn't get any of that type of insider knowledge. Had to be researched and figured out on its own. So everybody, we got a short amount of time. I'm not sure what else to tell you. We're going to try to put out some cranking videos that have, you know, super awesome visuals, audio, just laced up as good as we can with the best information. We wish that they would go viral, right? So that everybody in the world could see and get this message. I tend to get like 150 views on my videos now.
Yeah, I fluctuate.
Yeah.
But yeah, average, probably 200.
Yeah.
In every video. It used to be thousands. But
yeah,
I don't care.
My first videos that I was putting out right away, 10,000 views, 15,000 views, 25,000 views, I think is my highest video that I've ever had. All right.
Being held back. So.
Yeah. So the comments, I don't know if people are I think I'm shadow banned from my channel.
Yeah, me too. I'm shadow banned from shadow banning and seeing what's on your channel from my channel to this channel.
Yeah.
So all three of them are like, but we'll still try. I'm reaching out every day.
That's the funny thing when we look at, like, if Ronnie had recorded a chat and, you know, I'm putting comments and stuff on it, I'll see on his screen a whole bunch of commenters in the chat that I do not see on my screen whatsoever. So there's only certain people that I'm allowed to see, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah. But we're still trying.
Mm-hmm.
That's all we can do. Do our best.
So I know everybody is going to want to jump on us if October 20 or August 21st comes along, and, you know, there isn't the translation event that we're hoping for then. There's a couple other key dates that we have in mind, but if we are here after that, this property right here is mine. I'm going to be selling it. I'm going to have a decent chunk of money, and I'm going to get all crazy and put a billboard out on I-35 that, you know, gets 1.5 million views. I'll have it right downtown. It'll be expensive. I've looked at it, a month with that type of viewership runs, you know, roughly $6,000-7,000. But I don't care about the money. I'm not trying to crowdfund this. I'm not trying to do any of that. I would take $7,000 of my own money just to shock the system, if we get 1.5 million viewers downtown Austin that all see research flat earth, hashtag Team Yahushai. Okay. That to me would be worth it. Because
I'm all in.
You know, we are both big, strong carpenters that are skilled, and $7,000 is a job for me in a couple weeks. So it's not a big deal. Not a big deal. Because I don't want a Mercedes or a timeshare or any of that. I don't even like to travel anymore. I just like to have like a place out in the country, like to be on water, a river or a lake, something like that. And I don't want people around. I'd rather sit around making videos and doing live hangouts and interacting with people, trying to get down to the absolute 100% positive truth about what is going on in this world. What type of a world is it in? Who created it? These are the big, big questions that's where all my research is dedicated. So do we have any questions from the chat at all? Over the course of the next few days, Ronnie and I are going to be putting out some videos. It's going to be fun. It's going to be fun. I can't wait to be able to have our content merged together with your editing style, your passion, your heart that you bring to it, and whatever it is that I can offer. So
lots.
I don't know. We're running roughly an hour, everybody. You can tell that from the conversation tonight. We weren't super prepared. We wanted to hear from you, be able to answer some questions. That's a spiritual teacher that I learned from the New Age stuff. It's not New Age. He was teaching non-duality. So a lot of the spiritual teachers teach enlightenment, which is a hoax. It's not real. Non-duality is a real thing. And he's the guy that got me doing the contemplation real seriously. I'm trying to remember why I brought him up again.
Non-duality.
I think it had to do with a comment that I read. I don't know. I'll let that thought go. We really would like to hear from all of you. We would like to connect with you. If you have any questions, Ronnie and I are here for you. Your email address, Ronnie?
awakeeble@gmail.com.
Mm-hmm. Mine is awakesouls@gmail.com. If you have questions, we'd like to hear from you. If you have something you would like to share, we'd like to hear from you. If you are really far along with us and agree with a bunch of our message and are interested in being a part of our broadcasts, please reach out to us. But till next time. So Sunday we'll do this again. We'll be a little bit more on it. We're going to try maybe some different setups around here that, right now we're standing on my back porch, and
it's nice.
It's a standing workstation. It's a little bit different. We're trying different things out. I think this next Sunday we might be doing something a little different. But we appreciate you all. Thanks for tuning in.
Only.
I'm Beyond Flat Earth.
Bless you all.